At lalo na magandang hapon sa ating mga kababayan na hirap sa kasalukuyang
Sitwasyon.
no?
Sitwasyon nila.
Eli, alam mo, mayroong survey ang Pulse Asia at mukhang nakakalungkot ang nangyayari sa ating bansa ngayon. Napaka malungkot in the sense na nakakaawa ang ating mga kababayan, lalo na yung sa DNE.
Yung masang Pilipino.
Masang Pilipino at talagang hirap na hirap sila sa paano ilalagay ang sarili nila para makabili ng mga
Pagkain. Mga
oo,
basic
mga
commodities.
basic commodities.
Tingin ko hindi lang sila eh. Pati tayo na rin eh. Ako, nakita ko yung gasolina ko. Grabe.
Eto na si Ricky, mayaman na, umaaray pa.
Hindi naman ako mayaman.
Siguro pakita natin, mukhang tingnan natin, ipa-flash natin yung survey. This was written by reviewed by Bo Chanko, yung magaling na columnist.
Ng Philippine Star.
Oo. At mukhang hindi yata klaro yung nilagay eh.
Hindi. Ito nakikita ng ating dito po sa aming
Sa ating Facebook Live.
page.
Facebook Live.
Live po yan mga kababayan. High prices, battered peso. Yung ating mga tagapakinig po na nasa radyo lamang sa kanilang mga kotse ngayon, ito po, basahin niyo po yan, yung column ni Buchanko sa Philippine Star po. High prices at battered peso.
So talagang matindi ho ngayon mga kababayan dahil sa sunod-sunod at walang tigil itong pagtatasa sa
Walang
presyo ng
tigil.
bilihin.
Opo.
Dahil sa kahapon 685 yung
Correct.
sa diesel at gasolina tumaas din. Tapos patuloy yung paglakas ng dolyar at paghina naman ng piso.
Oo. At hindi po external forces po yan ha. Kasi sinasabi ni Congressman Sandro Marcos external daw. Dahil malakas ang dolyar, kaya humihina ang piso. Hindi po yan. Pinaliwanag ni Buchanko mismo na
ito po,
yung ating basic
sige.
fundamentals, yan po ang nakaka-apekto.
Siyempre, self-serving yung sinasabi nung playboy na yon, no? Anyway, ito, across social classes, regulating inflation is the most urgent national issue.
Correct.
71% of Filipinos in Class D, 58% in Class A, and 51% in Class ABC. Sa regions naman, regionally, a large majority in Mindanao or 81% regard inflation as a pressing issue. 71% of those in the Visayas, 68% in Metro Manila or the National Capital Region, and 56% in Balance Luzon. The survey indicated some 42% of Filipinos are unhappy with the government's response. Understandably, because Junior, meaning McCoy Jr., hasn't done anything yet.
So wala pa nagagawa.
Wala pa nagagawa. Pero in terms of happening, in terms of chup-chup, in terms of whatever, baka 100% ang kanyang rating in terms of callousness, irresponsibility, and spending precious money of the people, number one sa survey yan.
Pero sinasabi nga ni Ilocos Norte 1st District Representative Sandro Marcos, ang sinasabi niya, the peso is not weak because the peso is weak. The peso is weak because the dollar is strong. Paki-explain mo nga, Secretary Jing. Ano ba?
Nako talaga naman.
Hindi, baka si Alex Miro ang maka-explain yan. Kasi yun ang kanyang ngayon, advisor.
Oo.
Constant companion. And well, you should watch that movie, A Girl and a Boy.
Uy, okay yun.
By Eric Mati.
Hindi pa.
Doon yung makikita yung galing ni Alex Miro.
Baka the legs is weak.
Ha?
Baka yan ang ano niya.
The legs is weak.
Oo.
Baka caused by the dollars yan.
Lumabas pumunta sa Singapore kasama.
Kasama.
Diba?
Siyempre, loving.
Labing.
Oo.
Yan.
Oo.
the peso is weak because the dollar is strong. Parang gano'n.
Ito, yung exact quote dati para hindi tayo nag-invento rito mga kababayan.
Kanino ba yan nagmana kay Lolo o
Sabi
kay
niya,
Lola?
yung quote niya,
Oo.
I would like to make one thing clear.
Okay.
The peso is not weak because the peso is weak. The peso is weak because the dollar is strong. Ayan.
Ay, nako, Diyos ko. Ano ba? Paano ba natin?
Like father, like son.
Paano ba natin explain?
Unlike the Lolo, who is very bright
The
and
peso is not
very
weak.
able.
Yeah, ganun.
Ah.
Hindi daw, Tagalogin natin, Secretary, kasi marami nakikinig sa atin.
Okay.
Sa, ano, eh.
Sige.
Ang sabi niya ay, the peso is not weak.
Ang peso ay hindi mahina. Because dahil ang peso ay mahina.
Ay, oo, dahil may peso mahina.
Ang peso ay mahina because the dollar is strong dahil malakas ang
Malakas
dolyar.
ang dolyar.
Malakas ang dolyar.
Okay, paano
Wow.
Medyo complicated.
Pero napakasimple ako, hindi naman ako nag-aaral na
simple.
sa isang pangkaraniwang universidad lang. Sabi mo lang na humina ang piso
Oo.
dahil sa nagtaas ng interest rates ang US.
Yes.
So lumakas ang dolyar. Lahat tayo apektado, hindi lang
Apektado,
Pilipinas.
hindi lang Pilipinas.
Yung peso.
Dapat ganun sana.
Now-
na pagpapaliwanag.
Dapat inelaborate niya
Oo.
na apektado tayo sa paghina ng peso. Ha? At paglakas ng dollar. Kasi tayo importing country.
Yes, yun.
Oh, yan.
Oo.
Tama.
Import
Ngayon,
dependent.
Anong significance niyan?
Mm.
Ang binibili natin ng mga basic commodities, hindi pinuproduce sa ating bansa. Ha? Pinuproduce sa Vietnam,
Yes.
bigas,
Correct.
pinuproduce sa ibang bansa like Thailand,
Correct.
sugar, even in Latin America yata, kumaangkat tayo ng asukal doon.
Yes.
At saka yung mga garlic, ini-import na lahat
Taiwan
ngayon.
yan, galing.
Ha?
Oh.
So, in simple terms, kailangan natin maraming pesos para makabili tayo ng konting mga goods na bibili natin in dollars. So, dati, kung mababa yung rate ng dollars, kukunting pesos lang gagamitin natin. Ngayon, dati, ang exchange rate is $1 to 49 pesos. So, ang kailangan mo lang, 49 pesos lang. Ngayon, dahil tumaas ang dollar, maghanap ka na ng 60 pesos ang
Tama.
kailangan mo para makabili ka ng asukal. Ha?
O milk. Ganyan, milk.
Or gatas.
Yan.
Or whatever. Cheese. Na kinakain po ng ating mga kababayan.
Siguro maganda rin, idugtong na rin, at
Oh.
bilang isang mababatas at anak ng Pangulo, gagawa kami ng hakbang sa Kongreso para maibsan yung epekto ng paghina ng peso kontra dolyar. Mga ganon.
Oo, tama.
At solusyon. Solusyon ang ibigay.
Yes. Tapos ang isang gagawin ko, kunyari sasabihin niya, ay hindi na ako kami pupunta ng Singapore para mag-lose tayo ng $70,000.
Hindi naman daw silang gumastos na
Ay, hindi ba?
Hindi ba?
Okay.
Sabi ni
whatever, kahit na gastos.
sabi ni CJ, ex-CJ, wala
Hindi daw
naman daw
importante.
pakialam kung
Hindi raw
saan galing yung perang ginagastos.
Oh.
Importante ay trabaho niya
Oo.
na manood.
Manood.
At the
Mag-enjoy.
same time, makikikwentuhan doon sa katabi na mayaman.
Oo.
At magdadala daw, pagkatapos, magdadala na daw ng
Investment.
bacon.
Bacon, oo.
Mga hamon. Ha?
Oh.
Pero kung ako ang press secretary nun, iba sasabihin ko
Oo.
Hindi, kaya pumunta ron dahil sa balak ng Pangulo na yung Grand Prix, kasi di ba, hindi, pwedeng gawing turismo yan
Oo, pwedeng
dali dito.
Gagawin ko rito sa Clark. Sa Clark, pwede niya natin convert
Pwede.
Para
Oo.
yung Luzon,
Oo.
di ba? Kasi parang Visayas at Mindanao lang pag sinabi mong turismo Pero ito, marami mahihilig sa kotse rin
Pero sasabihin
Pwede rin.
naman, maganda yon, magandang idea.
Pero siguro, hindi dapat nilihim na alis. Umpisa pa, ay pumunta ako rin, kakausapin ko.
Pwede
organizer,
sana niyang sabihin, mayroon saka na akong idea na
Oo.
pwede nating tularan ang Singapore,
Oo.
dali natin ang F1.
Oo.
Kaso, hindi ko na ginawa yon kasi natatakot ako baka makidnap yung mga
Yan,
foreigners.
oo. Tama, hindi tama yan.
Diba?
Oo. Tama yan.
Dahil sa panahon ko, hindi ko na-stop itong mga kidnapping. Hindi
Oo
ko
nga.
na-stop itong mga abusayap na pumapasok sa Camp Crame.
Oh.
Ha? Oh. Ganun dapat ang sabihin niya.
Tignan nga natin.
Hindi yung magdadala ka ng ilang bilyon na investment.
Oo.
Dahil nakakwentuhan mo lang si King of
Sup-sup.
ay nako,
Kingdom
Mr.
of
BBM, what's going on with you? Ha? Akala ko idol kita nung una Kaya nga sinabi ko kay PRRD i-endorse ka kaso mabuti na lang matigas talaga yung boss ko At hindi talaga nakumbinsi dahil alam niya anong sinabi? Ha? Andiyan ba yung ano
Andiyan ba
natin?
yan?
Ha? Alam ng ating boss. Ha?
My God, he's really a weak leader.
Alam pala ng ating boss kaya hindi talaga ma-endorsar. Ha?
Okay, balik dito tayo sa presyo ng mga bilihin.
Oo.
Yung may binabanggit ka kahapon, di ba, pag nagpupunta ka sa supermarket, yung presyo ng asukal,
Yes.
talagang mataas. Ngayon naman, may balak daw po yung Department of Agriculture na dahil sa tumataas talaga yung presyo ng asukal ngayon, muli, maglalabas daw po sila ng
Kadiwa.
SRP. Hindi, Suggested Retail Price.
Suggested retail.
Dito po sa
retail
ano,
price.
SRP, dito po sa asukal. Kasi
Alam mo naman yung asukal sinabi na nila yan nandyan pa buhay pa si Vic Rodriguez dyan sa
Oo.
Malacanang pinarade niya yung mga bodega at yung kanyang sidekick na Undersecretary sa Agriculture si Panganiban na-raid natin nandyan lahat yung mga sugar bababa 70 pesos na lang
Wow.
nasaan yun?
Ewan ko.
Ha?
Hindi ko alam. Wala ako nakikita 70 ngayon.
Nasaan ang 70? Anong minabili mo? 120?
120.
Hindi, ngayon nga, may mga report dito, 134.
134. Wow.
Mataas talaga.
Sir BBM, nasaan na po yung 70 pesos mo?
Hindi, ako hinahanap ko nga yung 20
At
pesos na bigas.
Sir BBM, nasaan na po yung 20 pesos mo per kilo of rice? Ha? Bakit walang Pero ang natutupad mo, yung $8,000 worth of ticket sa Singapore, yun ang natutupad mo, ha, Mr. BBM, di ba?
Okay. Samantala mga kasama, oras na po natin, 1:47 na po ng hapon. At yung Philippine National Police ay umamin, na meron silang mga lapses sa paghawak sa mga detainees at yun nangyari dyan sa Campo Crame. Okay, nasa linya na rin natin kasi
gusto
marami nagtatanong. Tayo secretary, nakapasok na tayo sa Camp Crame, di ba? Detention Center.
Yes, I've been visiting that place for several times.
Ako mismo malilito. Ang daming checkpoint bawat konting lakad mo may mga checkpoint. So nagtatanong, paano nakapunta ron sa selda ni dating senador Lele de Lima?
Na nanggaling naman sa ibang ibang selda.
Kapag namimili natin yung kaibigan nito ni Senador Laila de Lima.
We are honored to have with us former congressman, my colleague Erin Tanyada, family a son of the late Senator Tanyada. Magandang hapon, Erin. Andito si Ricky at saka si Eli kasama ko. Your former colleague Jing Paras.
Yes, magandang hapon, Jing, Ricky at Ellie at lahat na nakikinig sa inyong programa.
Yes, Erin, nabulatlat sa buong bansa yung nangyari kay former Senator De Lima. Now, we would like to know exactly from your point of view kasi kayo ay nakasubaybay sa nangyayari dyan sa ating butihing dating senador. Ano po ang tingin nyo sa pangyayari doon sa they're saying attempted hostaging or hindi natin, may mga iba nagsasabi na attempted naman na itatakas daw. So from your point of view po, para maliwanagan po sa ating mga kababayan, ano po ang tingin nyo na nangyari doon?
Ang maliwanag kasi, Jing, ang tanong doon ng lahat, paano nga nakaabot sa area ni Senator De Lima itong isang detainee. Dahil ako mismo nakakapasok doon sa detention center, of course, maraming checkpoint, no? May unang checkpoint sa main gate. Tapos papasok ka, second checkpoint, merong gate uli, tapos papasok ka uli. Tapos when they escort you to the site where Senator De Lima is detained, it's separate. It's a totally separate compound compared to where the other detainees were being held. As a matter of fact, hindi nga namin nakikita yung mga ibang detainees kapag kami ay bumibisita kay Senator Laila De Lima. So I would ang explanation nga namin diyan, it's a maze, no? Sa loob ng detention compound. It's a maze that is comprised of separate compounds where certain detainees are held. And maybe the distance between the compound where Senator Laila is being held to where the alleged terrorists were being held would be around 20 meters.
Wow,
No?
that's far, no?
Or mga ganon, no? Kasi
Yeah.
hindi namin nakikita eh. Ang importante na dapat malaman ng lahat o masagot, no? Sa maze na yan, meron ring mga security na nakatayo.
Yes. I think every group of cells mayroong
Security.
very well
May
secured.
security.
Oo.
Yes.
So to go from one cell or group of cells to another group, it's a very very hard or difficult thing to do. Huh?
Kaya nga may checkpoint eh.
Oo. Oo.
Bawat compound may checkpoint. Kaya yun yung tanong nga ng lahat. Sabihin natin nakalabas sila sa area nila, no? Bakit hindi nakita ng ibang mga pulis na nasa loob itong tatlong tumatakbo, no? Ang nakakita pa nga sa kanila yung tower eh. Hindi yung guards
Yung
on the
mga
ground.
guards within, no?
Yes.
Oo.
So that is the question. Ngayon, hindi natin alam kung ano yung pumasok sa isipan nitong tatlong alleged gustong tumakas. Ang binabanggit lang yung sinabi kay Senator Laila De Lima na pinababoy raw sila sa loob, no? Hindi sila tinatrato na bilang isang Muslim. I don't know how true that is. That is just what was relayed to Senator Laila De Lima when she was being held hostage, no?
At Senator, Kong, Erin,
Yeah.
pero these are custodial center ng mga political why would in logical sense, why would a high value prisoner such as mga terrorists like the Abu Sayyaf, ang dami yung mga kidnapping, pinapatay niya, why should they be 20 meters away from political prisoners such as Senator De Lima? Mayroon pang dati sila Jinggoy Estrada nandyan, sila nandyan
Bong Revilla, Senator.
Bong Revilla. Why would they be mixed with such kind of ang alam ko dapat nasa bikutan yan yung mga ganun, yung
tama.
mga NDF captured suspects,
Abu Sayyaf.
mga Abu Sayyaf.
Abu Sayyaf.
Why are those three placed there? Don't you think
hindi natin malalang yan sa Jing dahil first and foremost hindi natin alam kung tapos na yung hearing nitong tatlo. Baka nag-agree ang hierarchy ng Camp Crame na pagkakantala na sila yung muna i-detain doon while their cases are being heard. I don't know. Ang mga sagot dyan, yung hierarchy ng police and the court itself, that handling the cases. So, I cannot venture a guess or speculation on why they're also being held in Camp Crame.
Don't you
Alam
think,
natin na camp na nga yung Camp Crame in terms of space, so dapat kinukonsider yan considering yung mga ibang detainees dyan ay sabihin natin high profile, no?
Yes. Wala kayang suspicion kayo na there is an attempt on the life of Senator De Lima?
Well, alam natin, no?
Posibleng these are assassins for real. Maybe they were paid or whatever. Ano tingin nyo?
Yung lahat ng pwedeng pag-isipan, no? If we go back to the case of Senator Laila herself, witnesses have recanted. And then a few days before the incident happened, Ragos was supposed to have testified, also recanting his statement, pero hindi natuloy, no? So ewan ko kung we have to look into this matter based on the circumstances on the case of Senator Laila, or it is totally an independent and isolated incident. Kaya syempre pinag-aaralan namin, is it related to the case, or it just so happened that it was just a coincidence na sobrang coincidence lang, no?
Coincidence,
ng malayong area, itong detainee, tapos biglang, ewan ko kung paano niya nalaman na yung pinuntahan niya si Senator Laila, because I'm sure they don't
Yun din, ano?
Tama yun, ano?
Oo, ayun din. At bakit sila doon magsusumbong sa complaint nila na they were treated harshly, no?
Correct, oo.
Why of all people, doon sila magko-complain kay Senator De Lima, di ba?
So, ito yung mga kailangan
Pero I'm sure it has come to your mind, and as to the truthfulness of the outcome of the investigation. May mga ano ba kayo representative that are looking into the possible house-show or whatever na mga mangyayari dyan sa investigasyon, such that what you really suspect will not be given any due course or something to that effect? Well,
the lawyers themselves are coordinating with the PNP, and we know for a fact that there have been resolutions filed, no, in both chambers, going into what actually happened. And I think Senator Risa, since she is a former colleague of Senator Laila, is really bent on trying to find out. Kaya nga, ang panawagan nga rin, alam natin na maraming CCTV camera sa loob ng compound, no? Sana ma-preserve.
Ma-preserve yun, yes.
Hindi biglang ma-erase o matanggal, no? Nung araw ng insidente, ang bilis nag-viral yung body camera na suit ng isang police guard, no? We all saw that. And the incident was still ongoing. Sayang lang hindi buo yung video na yan. I think it ended when they reached the police officer who was injured. No, sana i-release yan to the investigative bodies para makita talaga kung ano nangyari.
Now, Kong Erin, well, this is our last question, no? Kasi we don't have that much time. What do you expect under this administration? You think you'll find justice under this new administration as far as the investigation on this alleged attempt on the life of Senator De Lima, and at the same time the outcome of her case?
That's the korte na yan, no? Ang tingin namin, the fact that witnesses that were presented against her in order to prove the prosecution's case have recanted their testimonies. Plus, there is another witness that would be recanting at the end of the month, no? We're hoping, no, hindi sabihin ng prosecution, let the court na lang decide on all the recantations.
Okay.
Pero nasa kamay rin ng Pangulo natin yan, no? He can always say na, kung halos lahat na nag-recant, he can always order the Department of Justice, si Secretary Boying Remulla, nakasamahan rin natin,
Yes.
wag na ninyo ituloy yung kasong yan dahil nakakatawa na yung position ng gobyerno dito dahil nag-recant yung mga witnesses.
Okay.
So there are two options, of course. One, the president will order Sec Boying to do that, or just leave it up to the court for the court to decide. So
Okay.
hindi ko alam ano yung pipiliin ng Marcos administration, pero hopefully, no, and I think the world is watching. If he does order the charges dropped, no, then he will be received by the international community with in good kwan, no? Nakaka-brownie point siya.
At baka alisin na yung warrant of arrest niya doon sa Amerika.
Oo.
Ano lang yan, aside lang yan. Sorry. Anyway, sige, sa future senator, a very highly respected member of Congress,
Oo.
my former colleague Erin Tenado.
Okay.
Maraming pong salamat
Salamat.
sa pinaunlakan nyo kami.
Okay. Salamat to. Magandang hapon, Kong Erin.
Maraming salamat, Ellie, Jing, and Rick.
Okay.
Yes po.
Okay, mga kababayan, yan po si dating Congressman Erin Tanyada.
Well, Ellie, it would seem na ito, part na rin ito ng criminal and justice system natin. At kamakailan lang, naging very prevalent yung mga issues natin tungkol sa kidnapping, no? From the Philippine Chinese Chamber of Commerce and from so many na rin, no? At parang pinapalabas na ang POGO employees lang ito ang nagpapairal nitong ganito. Now, we also tried to invite Senator Grace Poe. If you remember, because of the massive publicity on the kidnappings, si Senator Grace Poe, without hesitation, has filed a resolution to investigate all these allegations, no? So, makakapanayan po natin si Senator Grace Poe in a while. Siguro subukan
Maya-maya siguro.
nating tawagan, and pag nandyan na siya, we will try to look into
Okay.
what transpired already in her investigation sa Senate.
Okay, at isa sa pinaka-bagong balita dahil sa ito nasa Senado at humarap si si Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin. At kasi naitanong to ni Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel.
Oh, yes.
Tungkol sa Singapore. So sabi po ni E.S. Bersamin, hard to tell how Marcos Singapore F1 trip was funded. Kasi tinatanong, kasi may tanong si Senator Coco kung ano ba yung talaga yung biyahe at personal ba ito o official. So ang sabi ni E.S. Bersamin, both o parehas, official at personal. It was mixed, if you may put it that way, because the President was invited by the Prime Minister of Singapore to join him in that revival of that F1 racing in Singapore. Given this, sabi po ng little president, it is hard to find out how it was actually funded.
Wow.
Yun ang sabi, sagot niya.
Masyadong magical naman yung statement
Hindi,
na yan.
ibig sabihin kung in-invite, edi sinagot ng...
So,
Or,
yan ang presumption.
so sa panghuli, lumilitaw na official visit ito.
Oo, kasi kung invited, di ba? Kasi
Hindi
kung
official,
invited ka.
syempre, official.
So, ibig sabihin, pati si Alexe pala invited.
Hindi, pero...
So, official
Hindi
trip
pala
to.
invited.
Pero
Official trip.
Coming from a
official trip.
former Chief Justice, mukhang hindi maayos yung sagot.
Dapat hindi na pinapakilaman ni ES yan. Tapos na yung story eh.
Dapat,
Diba? Bakit pa siya
hindi,
sumagot?
pinatawag nga siya eh.
Pinatawag siya.
Pinatawag siya. pero dapat nag-prepare siya.
Oo.
Nag-prepare siya. Hindi pwede yung sagot na hindi niya alam kung how it was funded.
So, parang ang naging konklusyon ni Senator Coco Pimentel, sabi niya, so ito, lumilitaw na official trip and that expenses incurred by the OP will be audited by COA.
Audited by COA.
Hindi
Paano
kailangan
yung-
i-audit dapat yan.
Oh,
COA.
audited by
okay.
COA as far as the expenses.
Will be audited.
Oh,
Kasi kung official trip,
Oo.
ginastusan ng OP, ng gobyerno, dapat i-audit ng COA. Para
Yes.
malaman ang detalye.
So,
Yes.
malinaw na
Malinaw.
gumastos OP.
Okay,
Hindi
ah,
Singaporean government.
Yeah, but
Hindi, alam mo, pag sa mga, kasi matagal ako sa Malacanang,
Oo.
pag state visit, kung sino nag-imbita,
Dapat yun ang susagot.
yun ang gagastos.
Tama.
Pero pag official trip, tayo ang gastos.
Tayo.
Sarili yan. Pag
pero
mga working
in this
visit,
particular
official trip,
case, the invitation was private invitation. It was
Yes.
not state to state.
Hindi state to
It
state.
was
no?
a private.
A private personal.
So, both, kasi, parang, parang ano
yung head ng Singapore invited him in his personal
Capacity.
capacity as head of that
Okay.
na pare, punta ka dito,
inuman tayo
manood
dito.
ka.
Sup-sup tayo,
hindi-
sup-sup. Dito.
parang ganon.
Nandun si Miss Sup-sup.
No, pero doon sa sagot ni Bersamin, it's very interesting. Kasi sabi niya, hindi niya alam kung source ng funding. He cannot surmise. Pwedeng private, pwedeng
Personal.
so, pwedeng i-audit yung government.
sabi ni Senator Coco, kung ganyan, kung official trip,
Oo.
di
Pero
pwedeng i-audit.
paano yung private? Pwede ba siyang imbestigahan kung
Oo, nagpan doon.
sinong nag-fund? Sino yung mga
Tama.
businessmen na tinanggapan niya ng pera?
Hindi, alam na natin. In-expose na natin dito yun.
Hindi lang naman yun. Yung tatlo
tama
lang yung
yung tatlo.
na-mention.
Oh.
So, there were more kibitchers who went there.
Ayan. So, yan po, natanong yan kanina lang dahil sa yung pagharap ni E.S. Bersamin sa panukalang budget ng
Yes.
tanggapan ng Pangulo.
Yes. Nandito na si Senator Grace Poe, and we are so happy that she was able to give us her time. Magandang hapon po, Senator Grace.
Yes,
We are
magandang
very
hapon,
much
Secretary
honored
Paras,
with your presence in our program. Senator, kasama ko po si Eli Saludar at saka si Mr. Ricky Rivera dito sa program namin.
Good afternoon sa lahat
afternoon
na
po.
nakikinig at sa inyo po.
Recently po kasi nagkaroon ng issue on mga kidnappings, mga ransom for this kidnapping and so on, but you were quick to file a resolution to really look into this, no? So can we ask you to share with us so far ano po bang mga findings ng Senado tungkol po dito?
Yes, of course. What prompted us, yung kaya tayo nag-file, no? Kasi may mga reports nga na lumabas dun sa Philippine-Chinese Chamber of Commerce na within a span of 10 days alone, there were about 56 reported kidnappings. Of course, they didn't go through the regular channels. Ibig sabihin, hindi po sila nag-report sa mga otoridad o sa pulis dahil nga natatakot din itong mga biktima na ito. So, dun sila sa chamber nagre-report. So, dahil doon, syempre, medyo nakakapag-alala yun, no?
Opo.
56 sa loob lamang ng 10 araw. So, nag-hearing tayo at napag-alaman natin dun sa hearing natin na totoo nga nangyayari ito. Majority of them are Chinese nationals at marami din dito konektado sa POGO issue.
Okay.
So, yun po yung mga nakita natin. Tapos, nung nagpalabas naman tayo ng report mula sa PNP-AKG, sabi nila there were 31 kidnappings from January to September, 17 of which are POGO related. So, dahil doon, nanganak ang sitwasyon at yung issue, kaya ngayon nagkaroon tayo ng pagdinig sa POGO at kahapon lamang ay nandun nga nagpatawag ng hearing at nandun yung mga kinatawan ng iba't ibang ahensya katulad ng PAGCOR, ng NEDA, kasi sinasabi natin is it really worth the social cost to host such an industry in the country.
Opo. Now, ang sinasabi po ng Chamber of Commerce, 56 po. Pero nung kinonfront ang PNP, sabi nila 27 lang yung record nila. Now, how do you account for those that are not Pogo related? Were these so-called kidnappings has been already solved or has been investigated also by the PNP?
Well, actually, they're not all solved. Merong mga ang problema kasi dun sa mga nire-report sa Chamber of Commerce, hindi natin natutunton yung mga yon dahil nga they want to remain anonymous.
Okay.
Now, there's this situation where I met with an actual kidnapped victim, and she told me the story. In her case, she asked for the help of a rescue group, mga Chinese affiliated. But then that person also coordinated with the PNP AKG. That's why she was saved. But with the others that didn't really ask for help or coordination, we really have no way to be able to find out what happened to them. That's the tragedy of it.
Kaya nga po siguro from layman's perspective, parang this is kind of alarming kasi within 10 days ganun kadami pong nakikidnap. And one of the statements made by the head of the chamber, sabi niya pati nire-rape or tapos yung ransom money were demanded po. Is it this something to do with our peace and order situation in the country?
Yes, actually it has a lot to do with peace and order. Our capability to be able to screen arrivals from other countries to see if they're really legitimate tourists or if they are seeking employment here. Kasi nangyayari ganito, sa China, nagre-recruit sila ng mga Mandarin-speaking individuals. Tapos, sasabihin nila, pumunta ng Pilipinas, may trabaho doon. Ang basic pay is about 100,000 pesos, which even if converted into yuan, is still substantial. Kasi that's probably a little less than $2,000, no? US dollars. Yung mga nire-recruit po nila, galing po sa probinsya. So, syempre, kumakagat. Parang dito, yung mga nire-recruit nila, syempre, yung mga nangangailangan. So, tatanggapin nila yung trabaho. Pagdating nila dito, malalaman nila, dun pala sila sa Pogo nagtatrabaho. Tapos, pag gusto na nilang umalis, dahil nga, alam mo, illegal sa China, pag nalaman nagtatrabaho ka sa Pogo, baka pagdating mo, pwede kang ikulong, no? So, pag gusto nila umalis, ang gagawin itong mga sindikato na to, sasabihin, bayaran mo muna yung lodging mo, yung kung ano mo mga utang na ipapatong nila, o kung hindi naman, ang gagawin nila, kung tatakas yun, kikidnapin nila ulit. Dahil nga, kulang sila ng mga empleyado. Dahil nga sa China, pinagbabawal ang Pogo. So, ganun po yung nangyayari. Kidnapping po ng iba't ibang grupo ng mga Pogo dahil kulang sila ng empleyado. At pangalawa, mga recruiter naman na sinasamantala ang sitwasyon, kaya pinagbabayad sila ng malaki o kaya yung pamilya nila sa China ihaharas. Ito po ay nakakatakot sapagkat yung mga sindikato na to, nakaka-apekto ito sa imahe din ng ating bansa.
Correct.
Kung yan ay lumaganap dito, mas maraming matatakot mamuhunan o mag-invest dito sa bansa natin. At higit sa lahat, darating ang panahon na hindi lamang mga Chinese ang bibiktimahin nila, baka pati Pilipino na rin.
Correct.
Kaya talagang nananawagan din kami, tinatanong namin, kailangan ba natin talaga yung mga Pogo na yan? O magkano bang kinikita natin sa Pogo? Sinasabi nila may parang less than 1% sa ating GDP ang contribution ng Pogo. Parang nakalimutan ko na exact figure Basta in a 23 trillion economy, wala pa silang contribution na parang less than 0.5% ang kanilang naibibigay.
How about po may mga nire-raise na issue tungkol sa real estate na maapektahan daw mga 200
Oo,
billion
si Lichu.
worth. Sabi ng mga real estate, were you able to check on this po during the hearing that you
Yes,
conducted?
yes. In fact, even Secretary Diokno, when I met with him, has said that, that office space, yes, temporarily there will be a vacancy, but it's not alarming because nag-expand rin naman ang BPO dito sa ating bansa. It may take a while, but then eventually, demand will also increase. Not to mention, because of the presence of POGO, they've prematurely elevated the price of real estate, pricing out legitimate businessmen as well as our mga regular employees na kababayans na gustong magrenta.
Opo.
Kasi nga dahil sa kanila nagtaasan dahil
Masyado,
nga high
oo.
risk
Prohibited na masyado,
renters
no?
sila eh. So, pwedeng doble o triple ang charge sa kanila.
Tama
Siyempre
po.
kung landlord ka, mas gusto mo yung ganon, di ba? Paano naman yung mga regular lang ang sweldo? Hindi naman nila kayang, hindi naman 100,000 pesos ang sweldo ng mga regular na employee natin. So, we have to be able to balance this out. Ang kumikita talaga sa kanila, yung mga landlord, yung mga mayayaman na may mga establishmento, kaya naman nila bawiin yun sa ibang
correct.
sa ibang pagkakataon.
Opo.
So dapat talaga i-forgo na tong Pogo.
Oo.
Forgo the Pogo, di ba?
Well, I mean, ako yung administrasyon nito is lukewarm to their presence. Perhaps, if the Secretary of Finance himself is not convinced, if the NEDA representative themselves are not convinced, bakit natin papangunahan sila na hindi, kailangan natin to, nandun na nga yung numero Tapos sinasabi
tama
ng PAGCOR, kumita sila ng 85 billion in 2019. I'm using 2019 as a peg because that was pre-pandemic. Ang contribution ng POGO ay mga 4-something billion lang, 4.5 billion out of the 80 plus billion na kinita ng PAGCOR. Di may mga kurapot po
Corruption,
dyan, I'm sure.
marami ring
Pwede
corruption
pang
po
taasan
dyan.
yan. So,
Oo,
mababawi natin yun.
Oo nga.
Opo. Senator, dito naman sa issue, yung sa blacklisting na mga sa Pilipinas para po sa mga Chinese tourists. Ano ba talaga totoo? Kasi nagalit nga si President Mig Zubiri na parang ang sa Senado nang galing pero sa ambassador pala galing itong issue ito, yung salitang blacklist. Ano ba talaga sa inyo po pagkakalam?
Well, ganito. Ang sinabi na issue, ang statement ni Senator Zubiri was, they mentioned that the Chinese ambassador said that we may be included in the blacklist or are included. It could have been kasi lost in translation. Alam mo naman, di ba? Mahirap pagka you're meeting with foreign dignitaries also. But what is clear is this. If you come from the Philippines and you're a Chinese national and you return to China, kung ikaw ay Chinese at galing kang Pilipinas, pagbalik mo sa China, titignan nila kung gaano ka katagal sa Pilipinas.
Tama.
At kung medyo matagal ka, magre-raise na kaagad ng red flag yon sa kanila na siguro nagtrabaho ka sa POGO. Kasi marami ang ganon. So, in short, even the Chinese nationals themselves will avoid being held on suspicion that they may be involved in something like that. So it might be safer for them to go to other countries like Thailand or maybe Japan or Vietnam na alam naman natin walang pagdududa doon sa presence ng POGO.
Opo.
Kaya whether or not it's an official blacklisting, I think unofficially there's already suspicious activity if they feel that that person from China stayed here for a few months.
Ma'am, on the issue of alleged or possible corruption that will transpire, kasi po there was an issue whether they will be deported immediately once you declared or the government declares na wala ng POGO or yung legal na lang or whatsoever, there will be about 40,000 more or less or even less. So,
that's the official number, but it could be more.
There is a school of thought na they should be deported. Tapos ito namang sinasabi po ng Immigration Commissioner na ika-cancel yung visa nila. Now, that's dangerous as far as my point of view kasi pag kinancel yung visa, hindi pa sila pabayaan mo na sila
Kakalat-kalat dito, ba?
kakalat-kalat, and
Mga 60.
alam mo naman for certain corrupt pwedeng magkakaroon ng deal yan,
Oo.
may mga pera yan,
Mm.
at pwedeng manatili pa rin yan dito instead of deporting them. So yung po ba na-consider din po yung issue na yan? ng
Actually, sir,
committee?
pag tinatanong po natin yung PNP at saka yung DOJ, kung nasa na yung 40,000 na yon, hindi naman lahat nasa kanila physically. In fact, siguro, baka less than 20 pa ata yung nandun sa kanila. At matagal ko nang sinasabi, yung mga yan, pag alam na nila na may issue na ganyan, syempre napapabalita naman, di ba? Magtatago na yan. Dahil ayaw nilang i-deport sila sa kanilang bansa. Dahil nga illegal yung ginawa nila dito, maaaring ikulong na sila doon pag land pa lang nila. So, yung ginagawa po ng iba, aalis sila ng Pilipinas, pupunta muna sila sa mga ibang bansa katulad ng ewan ko, Vietnam, Cambodia,
ayan,
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yung alam na hindi suspicious, para pagdating nila sa China, pwede pa nilang idahilan na hindi, umiikot lang kami, nagtutour or whatever. Pero I know for sure, yung 40,000 na yon, more or less, mahirap nang hanapin yun para i-deport. At pag di-deport man, it will be a certain death for them or punishment pagdating nila sa China.
Yeah, but in the meantime po, Senator, di gagala-gala yon dito sa atin if
Oo.
ever.
Yun na nga.
And that
Yun
will
na
be
nga
a
yung
problem.
point
Yun yung
namin. In
social
fact,
cost.
sabi nga namin, kung nakuha ninyo yung mga tao na yan, are you going to summarily deport them? Very vague rin ang answer kasi number one, that will be at the cost of the government, di ba? We have to house them while proceedings are taking place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, talagang, this is a big headache for the national government because it's a financial burden for us to be able to locate them, to be able to deport them, and in the meantime, to keep them before they're deported.
So at the end of the day po, what is the solution to this? It's a budget hearing. Dapat siguro matanong yan sa mga agencies
sir,
concerned.
siguro I
Opo.
will defer to the chairman of the committee,
Opo.
Ways and Means, kasi we looked at the economic aspect of the issue.
Opo.
So, but in my personal opinion lang po,
Opo.
parang the benefits are outweighed by the negative impact to society. So, yun po yung akin. Okay? I think I share that same belief with many of my colleagues in the Senate. Of course, not everyone agrees with me. Merong mga ibang nagsasabi, hindi kailangan natin sila. Pero, yun na, kanya-kanyang opinion. Pero sa tingin ko naman, malinaw ang mga numero.
Opo.
Yeah.
So you're right. So you have any other questions, Ellie?
Okay ako.
Ma'am, thank you so much and bon voyage, I hope you'll enjoy your vacation or break pa ngayon.
Well, actually, it's an official visit for the parliamentarians. Alam niyo naman yun. So we're also trying to promote the country kasi marami pong issue. Yung isang issue po dyan, yung sinasabi nila yung sa ating mga marino. Diba?
Ayan,
Dapat mag-comply na tayo dun sa EU standards.
EU standards.
Ilang taon na yan, hindi pa rin nagagawa. Tapos syempre yung trade, gusto natin na maging preferred status tayo.
Yes.
So we're going to be accompanied by very capable economists within the
That's so
legislative
nice,
branch. Senator Angara is heading the delegation for the EU.
Ma'am, just one last question, no? Well, somehow it's related also, but it's on the economy and ito pong itong food security po. In view of so many factors, ano pong sa point of view nyo or if there's an action from the part of the Senate to address all these problems, lalo na po kakulangan po ng pagkain, napakataas ngayon ang presyo, coupled with an increase in the price of oil. Ano pong...
Opo. Alam mo, syempre, may katotohanan rin naman na it's a global crisis, no? Pero pagka nakita ko yung data kumpara sa ibang bansa, talagang mas mahal pa rin dito.
Yes.
Nagulat ako na ang presyo ng
Yes.
kilo ng bigas dito sa Pilipinas, mas mahal pa kaysa sa presyo ng bigas sa UK.
Yes,
Imagine,
tama.
it's a staple here in the country, diba? Pero mas mahal pa. Obviously, mas mura sa mga rice-producing countries like Vietnam and Thailand. So I hope that this administration will really focus on not just food self-sufficiency, but food security. So it's a balance between trying to figure out the best way we can import without negatively impacting our local producers. One crucial problem is, of course, the continuation of smuggling in customs. Kaya minsan nagtatambakan dito yung mga bagsak presyo, pero minsan naman hino-hoard. So definitely, hindi ako eksperto dyan, I admit, but there really has to be a dialogue between the economists and also the agricultural sector para malaman when is the best time to import, when is your harvest season. These are all very basic. I don't understand. We've been going through this for decades. So that's my 2 cents about the issue.
Okay, ma'am, last question. Would you be willing to give us your insight on the first 100 days
I'm
of
sorry?
this administration? Yung insight nyo po on the first 100 days in addressing our present pressing
Of course,
problems?
personally, I'm happy that the bill that I pushed for, the SIM Registration Act,
Yes.
was the first bill that was signed by the President. That's a good signal. I'm also happy with some of his appointed members of his cabinet. But again, maybe it's too short to be able to evaluate the performance of President. It's just the first 100 days. But in all indications, there are a lot of problems that have to be addressed, particularly inflation, which is a problem also in many other countries. So I think it's a whole nation approach that we need to do
Very
this, a
nice.
whole government approach.
Okay.
Yeah, very
Thank you so much, ma'am. And,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, and good
marami
afternoon to you and to your
pinaunlakan mo pa. Oo.
listeners.
Thank you po.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Salamat and
Palagi po
good
kayo
luck
ng
to
Diyos.
you.
Okay mga kababayan, yan po
Yan po.
si Senator Grace po.
Maayos ang pagsagot. Very
Okay.
nice. Oo.
Yeah, and, magaling
Pero
naman
yung
talaga
sa-
si Senator
Oo.
Grace.
At least yung sa Pogo,
Oo.
Pero talagang
Tama.
yung pinaka-regulator dapat talagang magbigay sila ng maayos na
Pero
paliwanag.
I'm so worried about the issue on yung deportation
Yes.
or cancellation of visa, and she herself admitted that there is no suggested solution from the PNP, from the DOJ, from the immigration. Tingin ko palaboy-laboy yan, and corruption
Sigurado.
will set in
Oo.
pa rin.
Yeah.
Kasi all these people will negotiate with the BI. And I'm not saying na kanais-nais yung mga tao dyan, no?
Di maliban na lang kung gumagala mga magagandang Chinese.
Hindi, pero madagdag, problema rin
Maganda
natin sa
Chinese, ikaw
prostitution.
ang magtutubos niyan.
Okay, samantala sa ating mga suki, no? At nakikinig at siyempre nanonood sa ating Facebook Live. Mula kay Clarence Castro, good afternoon daw po. O yung, kaibigan mo, Paul Anthony Parol.
Oy, si Paul.
Ikaw lang binabate.
Oy, Paul magkikita tayo.
Mula naman kay Tristan Jimenez, dapat talaga may SRP para hindi tayo naloloko sa presyo. Mula naman kay Patrick Gamboa, malaking palaisipan talaga paano po nakapasok yung mga ng hostage kay Senator Lely de Lima.
Correct.
Patrick Gamboa, parang may mali, sabi niya. Karina Joy Garcia, why of all people nga po talaga, Secretary Jing, bakit sa dami pa ng detainee kay Senator Lely pa napasok nila? At,
Kaya
akala nila nanay nila.
kaduda-duda
Ay,
Ito naman.
baka naman napagkamalang nanay. Kasi nakita,
Eto si Sheila Sanico.
humingi ng tulong.
Sheila Sanico, good afternoon daw kay Senator Grace po.
Oy,
Okay.
kumain natin.